All right, I think we're up and live. Good afternoon. Happy Friday. It's been a while since I've been on a DCTV, live stream, but super excited to get back into it. Let me just do this real quick. Um, Let me make sure this is tweeted out. All right, we're good to go. Let me make sure the chat's open. All right, here we go. So hopefully you guys can hear me. But yeah, so it's been a while. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Hopefully, you guys are off to a pretty good start. We're only 3 days in, but super excited to get into today's slate. A lot of good games. A lot of games I think we should also stay away from. But like usual, we'll go game by game. We'll also make sure to um, cover as much as we can in the hour that we have. Again, if you guys have questions, make sure to just chime in, chat, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. All right, let's get to it. Haven't lost a bet yet. That's good. That's good. Sometimes the best bet is to not bet. I think you don't have to force things if you don't like anything. So, all right. So let's start with the injury reports for today. We got a nice little we got a beefier slate, but I like a lot of games that um, are faster paced tonight. So some games I kind of want to stay away from. Probably going to be this Boston Houston game, um, unless we get more injury reports on Jalen Brown and Kristaps. I may stay away. If those guys are out, then I will like Derek White. You can go back to Tatum. Horford is out tonight, so a little bump to KP if he ends up playing, and Pritchard off the bench as well. But a game I likely would fade if everybody is good to go here. Um, on the Houston side, everybody's pretty much healthy outside of Amen Thompson, and that rotation's been consistent for most of the year. So difficult matchup. Yes, they're at home, but I'm probably gonna stay and fade this one. Um, Another game I'm kind of looking to stay away from. Uh, Probably this Orlando Toronto game. Outside of maybe Quickly, maybe Scotty. The Orlando side really tough right now. I mean, they're doing a lot better than I expected them to be doing with Franz and Paulo out. Um, and Toronto at home. Orlando's only -1.5. This could be a blowout. It's a small spread, but I do think Orlando has the tools to blow out Toronto. But, if Quickly and Scotty have a big game, this one could be a sneaky Toronto win as well. But let's get into it. We'll get into some of the top injuries and games I'm attacking. All right, so starting with game number one, we have the Hornets and the Pistons. I really like this one. We got a lower total at 219, but I do think this is going to be a faster paced game. LaMelo Ball expected to return tonight. His RA looks pretty solid. He's dealing with a couple of injuries with ankle and wrist, but hopefully he suits up. He's covered in both games versus Detroit this season, I believe. I think one of them was a blowout, or not a blowout, overtime, but both of them have been pretty close games. So I like the RA here, especially with all the tools back for him with Miles Bridges, Mark Williams, a lot of assist opportunities there for him. So yeah, I like LaMelo Ball. I like his RA. On the other side, on the Detroit side, I like Cade Cunningham without Jaden Ivey. A lot of usage is open for the guards there without Ivy, especially with the rotation now. I'm thinking they run Cade a little bit extra. Also Asar Thompson gets that little boost as well with the playing time. On top of that, look for Tobias. He's been really bad lately. I had a weird feeling he would, have that bounce back game. I still took the under last game. I got burned by it, but live and learn. I do like him today against Charlotte. Good matchup. Usage without Ivy is pretty significant. So look for Tobias to be in a spot to succeed tonight. Will I play him? Not too sure, but Don't be surprised if he has another good performance. What's up, man? Um, what else we're looking at? Miles Bridges, I also like him a little bit as well. Mark Williams, not too bad. But yeah, so main focuses here: LaMelo Ball, Cade Cunningham, Asar Thompson. You can play a couple of his props, I believe. Yeah, so he doesn't look too bad. He does get a lot of stocks, just like his brother over in Houston. Excuse me. But I think he gets a good amount of usage today. Obviously without Jaden Ivey. Moving on to the next game, Orlando and Toronto. Main focuses here for me. Emmanuel quickly, especially without RJ Barrett. I want to see if they reposted his lines yet. They did. Damn, it got bumped up a little bit. I still like his assists at 6.5. He had 15 last game. Something I want to check is the potentials he had. Let's see here. First game back, playing 30 plus minutes, 15 assists is really a good sign. So I'm excited to see what they can do. I know they're pretty much tanking right now, 15 out of 19, but still. I like the assists here. One thing we can check to see is Orlando get up a little bit over 8 in 2024. Recently, not too many assists, so have to take a little bit of a deeper dive into that one. But, yeah. On the Orlando side, Goga, I don't know what happened to him last game. I didn't expect him to get phased out. He played, I think, the lowest minutes he's played in a good while. Didn't play any of the fourth quarter. Just a really weird game. Had more assists than rebounds. I think everybody had his rebounds last game, including myself. And he decided to turn into Chris Paul. So, I mean, I don't know. I did take his assist today, the Goblin one at 1.5, mainly because Toronto's giving up a lot of assists to bigs. I've been trying to mix in a little bit more with the Goblins and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think the 1.5, if it's still up, is a nice little. This is a nice little Goblin play here. You use it for like double ups, pair it with another prop, just like this. This is not a real play, but you can use it to double up. I think it's a nice play today. But other than that, pretty much staying away from the rest of Orlando. Washington and the Pelicans, love this game. 233 total. I expect it to be really fast paced. Both teams, bottom of the barrel, horrible. They've just been playing really bad. I didn't expect that out of the Pelicans this year. I mean, the Wizards kind of expected them to be bad, but the Pelicans did not expect them to be 5-29 at this point in the season. But they've been a pretty good, source of props. Johnny Blaine, appreciate that, man. But yeah, so on the Pelican side, Trey Murphy's been on a tear. Even in bad matchups, like against Miami, he had 34 points. Against the Clippers, he still covered his PA, which I played. Memphis has been a pretty good defensive team. He had 35. Against Houston, pretty good defensive team, had 21. So I'm really liking Trey Murphy tonight. This is probably the best matchup he's had in quite a while. And he's playing a ton of minutes lately, like close to 40. So love Trey Murphy. I don't think there's anybody on the other side that can really guard him. So love that spot for him. Murray, he's been struggling shooting the ball lately, struggling just being efficient. The last couple of games, he's been really struggling from the field. It's been almost 10 games where he hasn't eclipsed 20 points. So I'm likely going to lean his RA here. With fast-paced matchup, a lot of sloppy play, I like the RA here. You could also dabble with CJ as well. On the Washington side, I love Jordan Poole. Without Bilal, he opened up at 23 points. I'm not too sure why he dropped down to 21, but I think we got to take advantage of it. I know Kuzma's been expected to play, expected to start. Brogdon's been in. I'm not too sure why his points dropped that drastically, but I mean, I'm going to take advantage and play his points at 21. I think it's one of my favorite plays today. Sabonis first half puree. Yeah, I don't mind that. He's definitely a first half player. I've learned my lesson on that way too many times. Moving on to the next game, we got Boston and Houston. Same thing, like I said before. Unless these guys get ruled out, I'm probably staying away from this game. Just hard for me to really get a read on this one. Houston is kind of a merry-go-round on who goes off. Boston, if nobody's out, there's no real value to be had here, so I'm gonna stay away. On the Knicks and the Thunder game, I love this one. Should be a good revenge game for Hartenstein. I know he circled this on his calendar many, many times. The only issue with this one is both centers are really prone to foul trouble. Hartenstein's been in his fair share of foul trouble versus really aggressive bigs. Towns has dealt with foul trouble almost every single game this season, I believe. And I don't know. I can't stand having another game where he has 3 fouls at halftime, 4 fouls in the third, 5 fouls in the fourth. But if you want to play him, by all means, like he's been on a tear lately. Of course, I've taken him in the matchups he's missed, but Towns has been a really, really good player when he's out of foul trouble. So by all means, go ahead and play him. But the guy I'm leaning towards today is actually Josh Hart. I like his rebounds tonight. I like the assists. I wish his RA was up. So if you have Josh Hart on your books for RA at 15, I think that's would have been my play of the day. Unfortunately, it's not up on PrizePicks, but if you're an underdog, I believe it's up there. I love that one for a couple reasons. Towns and Hartenstein should be, going at it in the paint. Opens up a lot of crash boards for Hart, and that's something he's thrived off of, especially in the last couple of matchups. He's had a triple-double in 2 of the last 3, 10-plus boards in 5 out of the last 5. And if you look at the matchups, it's like, against Wemby, Cat was dragged out. You like that he had 12 and 6. I won't really count this game. Washington with Jonas, with Sarr. Again, Washington with Jonas, with Sarr. And then Utah, Cat versus Kessler. Hart definitely stepped up and got 14 boards that game. So I like the RA if it's up for you. If not, the rebounds are fine as well. For Hartenstein, though, I love all of his props if he stays out of foul trouble. But again, it's one of the biggest risks for both of these big men tonight. If they stay out of foul trouble, both of them could easily drop. Towns could have a 30 and 10 game. Hartenstein could have himself another 15 and 15 game. So feel free to take the RA. Feel free to take the fantasy even. But again, the risk here is the foul trouble. And it's very prominent for both of the bigs. For the Cleveland and Dallas game, another game I'm kind of debating on just either 1, fading, or 2, just taking one side of the ball here. I like Garland's assists. Dallas giving up a lot to point guards. I like Dinwiddie's unders here, actually. With Kyrie in the lineup, the usage goes down quite a bit. So I wouldn't mind taking his under assists or under PRA. I think it's pretty sharp. Cleveland's a really good team defensively versus guards. Usage was at a low. I don't think he played that many minutes last game. Yeah, only 24 minutes last game. It was a pretty competitive one as well. So I like the unders here for Dinwiddie. Spurs in Denver, another game I think will be the main focus of the slate. Super, super fast-paced teams here. I love the Wemby versus Jokic, but I think the other thing here is Westbrook versus Chris Paul. Westbrook's been playing just rejuvenated. He's playing super, super efficient basketball. He's making it easy for himself and his teammates. I love the 7 assists here. The potentials have been off the charts. And if you really watch the Nuggets right now, they're running the offense through Westbrook and through Jokic, allowing Jamal to kind of play off ball, allowing Jamal to, be point guard when Westbrook's off the floor, but then be a shooting guard when Westbrook's on. So I love the assists here. Potential's been great. Him and Jokic, I think, have a great 2-man game right now. So look for these two guys to have another great performance, and then also look for Chris Paul with Sohan out. 8 assists, I like that. I also like the rebounds at 4. Again, fast pace equals a lot of shots going up. I wish the RA was up at 12. I would have probably smashed that, but we have to pick and choose between the rebounds and the assists here. But yeah. Let's see. Check out some Wemby props as well. Wemby, I wanted to check how he's done versus Jokic in the past. So it's not that it's too significant, um, but just something to note. All right, so they played 4 times. Wemby's done pretty well in the stocks department, definitely. I mean, 9 blocks, 6 steals, 4 blocks. But I mean, again, it was last season. Not going to take that into account too much. Um, just something that's cool to note, I guess. But I do want to say, I think Wemby definitely takes this matchup a lot more personally this season. Um, so I really like, maybe his fantasy field goals made. Denver's been getting killed inside as well. So this might be a spot where Wemby could drop another 40 piece. Don't be surprised. Moving on to the last 2 games of the night. 2 really fast-paced ones as well. We got Memphis and Sacramento. Memphis, again, with a crazy injury report. They are expecting Zach Edey back tonight. If he does play, and Brandon Clark does play, then it takes a lot of minutes away from the bigs, a.k.a. Jay Huff. Conchar probably gets a little bit less run. But on the Memphis side, I mean, you can't play Bane, you can't play Jaren Jackson. That's probably the extent of it, though. Probably won't play anybody else outside of that. On the Sacramento side, firing Mike Brown, chip on their shoulder recently. They've been playing really hard under Doug Christie. I like Fox once again. Tough matchup, though. I mean, he struggled last time versus Memphis. 8 of 23 shooting. And this is with the Malik Monk starting role as well. So, I mean, I expect to bounce back from Fox in terms of matchup, but Fox has been playing really well, playing good basketball lately. One of my favorite players to watch. I do like his points. I like his points and assists tonight. I think those are viable options. In terms of Sabonis, tough to say there. I would say if Edey plays, maybe stick away and either play his first half stuff or just not at all. If Edey doesn't play, then I think he becomes a little bit more of a good option in terms of points. But again, main focus is here, probably just Fox. You can play some of DeMar. He had really good success last time versus Memphis. Believe he had 26 points. But yeah, it's a tough game. Fast-paced, but tough to read. And then the last game of the night, Atlanta versus my Lakers. Should be a fun one. AD is questionable. LeBron is on the second end of a back-to-back. Don't be surprised if he sits tonight. There's no injury designation yet, but LeBron, coming off of the injuries and the illnesses he's been dealing with, fresh off his birthday, I wouldn't be surprised to see him sit. The Lakers haven't played a back-to-back in quite a while. Actually, pretty surprising. They haven't played a back-to-back since December 1st, so exactly a month ago. So don't be surprised if he sits, especially with AD sitting game 1. Could definitely see LeBron sitting game 2. But again, Austin Reeves in this new role, dude, I don't even know. For a guy who's in his 4th year, averaging the numbers he's averaging, 15 potentials last game. I'm just blown away by Reeves' performance lately. His lines are just getting crazy high, but I think you can definitely take advantage here. If LeBron sits, look for the PA to be the best option. You're not going to be able to get that in, but if we're playing on a hunch here, I think we play the PA, can play the rebounds or the assists alone. But with fast-paced games, lean towards the assists and the rebounds if you want to be safe. What else we got? On the Atlanta side, sorry, it's my dog going crazy. On the Atlanta side, I like the Trae Young spot here if he ends up playing. If he ends up sitting, then I think Atlanta's going to be a hard place to read. I mean, Bog's still questionable, Jalen Johnson's still questionable, but if one of the two sit, then whoever plays ends up getting that big bump, and I think they pretty much become must-play territory. So again, if Trae Young plays, Jalen Johnson sits, I think you go Trae Young here, and vice versa. But yeah, so those are pretty much the injury reports and the must looks at for every single game. If I missed anything, then let me know. If not, we'll get into some of the plays that I like currently. 1 second, let me. All right, we're back. Sorry, had to just tell my dog to settle down. But yeah, let's get into some plays that I like today, and then we can build a little stream slip and do that $25 giveaway. Alrighty here. So let's start off. I like LaMelo Ball. I like the RA there. What else are we looking at? LaMelo. I wanted to play some Wemby. I like DeJounte at 15 as well. Let's see. I'm gonna go LaMelo. I'm gonna go Reeves. Rebounds. Check his potentials. Last game yesterday, he had 8 boards, 11 potentials. I'm gonna go with the assists here at 8, especially with my hunch that LeBron sits. I'm gonna go Westbrook at 7. I love that spot there. I want to play some Wemby. I'm thinking we go his field goals made at 9. Where is he at 9. Kind of leaning that, but maybe play his fantasy instead. Just because he has so much stock potential. It's at 57.5 though. Holy smokes. Or we could play the Jokic and Wemby combo. That could be a safer one. Battle of the bigs. Let's just stay away from that for now. We can look more into it in a little bit, but I think we just stick with the most confident stuff for now, and then the rest of the stuff will be in the Discord. Where's Pool at? Here we go. Okay, so I got 4 really confident plays so far. We can throw Wemby in again. Fox, another good option. Already have Reeves. What else we got here? Add pool points. Jalen Johnson, PA. Jalen Johnson, again, questionable to play, so not too sure about that one yet, but we'll see. Oh, Josh Hart. Really liked him. Just wish they had his RA. Kind of debating just playing his PRA at this point, because I think he gets 15 RA. The points should come, but I just feel more confident about the RA. Oh, let's see. See, OKC's giving up a lot of boards to forwards. It makes sense. Let's just stick to his rebounds. In this matchup, hopefully, he just gets boards. I don't know if I trust him to score the ball. I think we can finish off with Wemby field goals made. Call it a day with this. I feel pretty confident about this one. Jackson, 2.5 assists. You can, especially with, a couple ball handlers out. It's not that bad of a play. But I really feel confident about this one. Maybe Wemby could be replaced. I feel good about him, though. But I think there's a couple other options I was looking at. Like Chris Paul assists, I think he's another one. Wemby assists even, instead of his field goals made. Fox assists, not too bad. He's kind of going through like a stretch where he's being really aggressive, though. So maybe play his points instead. But I like this a lot. Or let's just lock this one in. Josh Hart fantasy score. What is that one at? Do they upload it? Oh, 34.5. That's actually really low. I was thinking that it'd be like 36.5 or 37. I really like that one. Maybe I have to put it in another slip. But let's do this. 1 second. Computer's being wonky. get to see all my chalked CS stuff. All right, so that's the play. If you guys want to change it up, I would say you can replace Wemby with his assist. You can replace Wemby with Chris Paul. You can replace him with Jokic. Those are some other good options. Or any play that you guys really like. You know, like if you guys are feeling really confident about, for example, Jaren Jackson assists, throw that in there. If you're feeling confident about Cade Cunningham, throw that in there. You know, this is kind of just like a starting point for you guys. Um, you know, take what you like, fade what you don't like. If you like just one play, then take it, put it in with your slip. If you like multiple plays, then just use that as a building block. Just going Reeves RA. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I just think 13.5 is like getting up there for him. But you know, I definitely think he's gonna go over anyways. So yeah, just pick your poison in a sense. Yep, this will be in the Discord. But yeah, so again, my favorite play here out of all of them probably is gonna be Poole and Westbrook. So if you want to run a power 2, run that power 2 with Westbrook and Poole. And if you want like my favorite 4, I would say it's Reeves, Westbrook, Poole, and Hart. These 4. But yeah, so now's the time I'm going to be doing the giveaway. So we're doing a little trivia session here. And then if you guys have Venmo, it's the only way I'm giving it away today. Then make sure to comment your, I guess your @ if you win. So gonna be thinking of a trivia question. Let's see if we can have Alex help me think of a trivia question. Let's see. Link in the Discord. Yep, I will. Let's see here. Trivia question for $25. I'm still thinking of a question. Alex is gonna help me think of one. But we'll see. We'll see. And then also, yeah, we can look at other plays that I liked but did not include in that one. Do Heart Fantasy. What else? Chris Paul. I like the rebounds. Kind of like the assists too, though. Go Wemby with Jokic. This is a good one. Cade. I like Cade a lot too. Maybe play his PA. Or just play the assists only. Trey Murphy. A lot of good plays today, to be honest. Who is going to score the most 3-pointers today? Ooh. Are you saying as a team or as a player? Just singular players? It could be Malik. It could be LaMelo. Hell, it could even be Wemby as like a dark horse. That's a good question, though. It could be one of those 3, in my opinion. Yeah, I say Malik, Wemby, or LaMelo today. Probably gonna be your best bets. Sneaky like one-off could be like Trey Young if he has a crazy game too. But yeah, really like Josh Hart here. Like Trey Murphy. Those are good options as well that you could take a dabble with. Wemby has been killing with the 3s. Yep. Also, another thing, like, if you guys, you know, just want to run up your bankroll, something we've been advising lately is just take a play you're really confident in. Find, like, a goblin play that you think, you know, has a really good chance of hitting. For example, like, you know, Jordan Poole at 17.5 instead of 21. Not the best discount, so maybe stay away from something like that. But something like... I'll give you guys a good example. Like these are not good goblins to take, and I say that because, you know, the original line's at 26.5. This one's at 24.5, and you know it's just if you're gonna play a goblin, at least play something that gives you more value, like a LeBron at 20 instead of 25. you're gonna end up doubling your money anyways, even a little more than double. So play something that gives you a little bit of value. Okay, let's. Alex is giving me a good question, but I feel like it's so easy to Google. So we're gonna do. We're gonna do. Trying to think of a question that isn't like Googleable. If that's a word. Um, let's see here. Oh, we'll do our classic. Who is that player then? Let's do. I'm gonna wait for Alex to give me a random NBA player. We'll put it on the screen, and then you guys have to say whoever gets it first will win the $25 Venmo. We'll do that. Isaiah Stewart, Mark Williams rebounds. I like the Mark Williams read. I don't mind that at all. He's been playing really good basketball. I kind of like the PR actually. Duran's a good defender, but I feel like he's also been taking a step back this year. I don't want the money, but we'll see if I can guess. Okay, cool. I'm going to do one for a test run. This is just for you. Sharp Bros. Let's see. All right, this is just a test run. There's no prize for this one, but this is how it's gonna work. We're gonna post the player. Uh, Everybody takes a guess. Get one guess per person. First person to get it wins the prize. That's how it works. Pretty self-explanatory. Man, nobody knows this guy. Adam Morrison is crazy. Okay, I got the player from Alex. Still, nobody knows who this is. Okay, yes sir. SS Drew, you got this one. All right, so that's how it's gonna work. The next one will be for a prize, so everybody should get ready. Because the player is gonna be coming up. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. This is a really good one. I need to somehow get rid of this. Okay. All right. This. Oh shoot! Hold on. Okay. Who is this player for $25? He's played with both LeBron James and Allen Iverson. First person to guess will win the Venmo prize for me. I will literally send it live on stream. Um, and the first person to get it is C3J. So please comment your Venmo. Please comment your Venmo. That was really fast. I'm debating doing another one. Nicely done. Please comment your Venmo and I'll send it literally right now. We'll do another one just for fun. We'll do another $25 one. CE3J, please comment your Venmo ASAP. I have it open right now. Mugsy Bogues. Yeah, some of these guesses are wild. Brooke and is that okay? Just making sure that's the right person. Some people would comment like a weird Venmo. Okay. I just want to make sure this is you, right? I don't want to make sure to. I just want to make sure I send it to the right person. I missed several people before him. Really? That was the first person I saw that guessed. All right. He was first, right? Oh, wait. I have to send 24. Sorry, my limit for Venmo is $25. Add one from my side. All right, we're gonna do a giveaway sponsored by Kentown. Here is the winner. Make sure I don't show anything. Sent $24. Sorry, my limit is literally $24.99. So that is the winner right there. All right, Kentown's gonna sponsor a giveaway right now. We'll do this one, Kentown. If you want to give us a player, we can do that one. If not, I can choose a random one as well. Oh, that's Alex gave a really good one. Let's do that one. I have no idea who this is. Who the hell is this? All right. If anybody can get this, I mean, I'd be super surprised. All right. Kentown is gonna sponsor this one, so everybody go shoot him a follow. Um, Here is the player. First person to guess will win $25 from from Kentown sponsored. I have no idea who this is. So good luck. Jaleel Okafor. That is crazy, but it is not Jaleel Okafor. LOL, a bum. Can I zoom in? I will zoom in a little bit. Larry Sanders. No, good guess, but it's not. Larry Sanders is from Milwaukee. So I said Ant. That's me. Why do I look like Amari Stoudemire? No, no, no. Meta Peace? Dang, I don't think anybody's going to get this one. Meta World Peace is another crazy guess. I think only real ball knowers will know this one. Come on, for $25. Nobody wants it? Skeet Benchmark? Did he play on the 76ers? I have no idea. Sounds like I am saving $25. Yeah, if nobody guesses it in the next minute, then we're moving on, and nobody will win this one. Can't even tell the jersey. Abdul. Dang, I think Alex got all you guys on this one. Nobody's gonna get the $25 prize. Chris Rock. Oh man. Swing and a miss, huh? We got 4,000 people in here. Nobody can guess who this player is. Chris Douglas Roberts? Nope. And Wayne was real confident now. He dropped his Venmo as well. What's the question? Who's this player for $25? Devin Marble. I am Joe. The first person to guess it. Please drop your Venmo in the comments. Or Kentown will send it. Or I don't know, Kentown, if you wanna nickname CDR, that's not the player though. This is Devin Marble. Who is Chris Douglas Roberts? That's not the same player as that dude? Oh, come on, man. Good guess, but come on. Yep, it is right, Kentown. Kentown will sponsor you on that one. All right, so that's gonna wrap up the giveaways. It was really fun. We'll do it again next week. If you guys enjoyed those, like, it's, free money based on your ball knowledge. Yeah, super fun. We'll continue doing those, I guess, every week that we stream. But again, if you guys have other questions, please let me know. That's all I got for you guys today. But again, a couple of my favorite plays. Josh Hart fantasy, his rebounds. If you guys want the stream slip, this is the one. Ignore all the CS2 chalk, but this is what we got. All right, everybody, have a great Friday. That is going to be it for me. Um, you know, again, if you guys have questions, DM me. Um, join the Discord. Huge discount in the replies below. And that's all for me today. So good luck. Have a great Friday. Be safe. Have a great weekend. And I am out. Peace.
All right, guys, we got Mailman Locks and Spade coming up here in a second. They're about to hop in here. Appreciate you, Racha. And for everybody who couldn't guess Devin Marble, the only reason I came up with him was he's an Iowa Hawkeye. So I'm an Iowa guy, and I obviously had to pull something from the bag there. But